Hi LEGO fans! With the release of Marvel Avengers Infinity War growing ever closer, I gave in to temptation and picked up another one of the LEGO Marvel superhero sets to accompany the movie. And today I'm going to unbox, speed build, and review set number 76102, Thor's Weapon Quest from LEGO Marvel Superheroes. But with so many cool Avengers Infinity War sets to choose from, why did I pick this one? Two reasons. We are Groot, we are free polybag Groot. This purchase was kind of a no-brainer for me. Not only am I a huge fan of Groot, but Target were giving away a free polybag keyring of Teen Groot also. The polybag Groot is different to the one we get in Thor's Weapon Quest. Firstly, this guy's got a huge chunk of metal hanging out of his back. Yes, it's a keyring, but he's also got a slightly different expression. Yay! I'll open that up and give you a closer look at the Teen Groot keyring later in the video. Turning back to Thor's Weapon Quest, the 223-piece part count includes 3 minifigures. First up we've got Thor, and apparently Marvel didn't tell the LEGO designers that he was going to lose an eye in Thor Ragnarok. Next up we've got Teen Groot, although he's only labelled as Groot on the box. And finally we've got Rocket Raccoon, the only non-exclusive minifigure in this set. He also appeared in the Ravager attack set from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I know I called the LEGO designers out for the discrepancy with Thor's eye, but you do have to keep in mind that these sets are designed long before the movies are ever released. And like me, the designers have never seen the movie. They often work from concept art provided by the film studios, and of course are not allowed to know the plot or other relevant details that might have helped them to design the set. As well as the minifigures, the set includes an escape pod which looks like it's part of the Guardian's ship. We've also got this thing which LEGO's website refers to as a space station featuring a cosmic power source. But I did a bit of reading online and a lot of people refer to this as a space forge. I'm inclined to believe the online pundits on this one. As always, on the back of the box we get a better look at the playset and the interactive features. We've got the escape pod which can apparently contain all 3 minifigures, another one of the Infinity Stones, gotta catch 'em all, 2 stud firing guns, a secret hiding place for the weapon that appears to be the motivation behind this quest, and some kind of rotating power disc thing. And then we've got a picture of the menacing Thanos demanding that we buy all of the Avengers Infinity War sets so he can complete his Infinity Gauntlet. Buy more LEGO. So we've got a really cool looking set containing Groot and some other things. So let's get this box open and see what we've got inside. Here's everything you get inside the box. We've got 2 numbered bags of LEGO, an 83-page instruction manual, and a moderately sized sticker sheet. I'm going to go ahead and put together Thor's Weapon Quest and roll it up into a 60-second speed build. But just before we do, this kind of breaks my heart, but it's got to be done. Yay, keyring Groot! And here's a completed build which took about 24 minutes to put together. This is quite a small set and it feels a little bit underwhelming for the $20 price tag. Although we do get 3 great looking minifigs. As well as the minifigures we get this escape pod from the Guardian's ship. And depending on whether you believe LEGO's website or the internet, this is either a cosmic power source or a space forge. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to go with space forge and hope I'm not proved wrong when the movie comes out. So first impressions of this set don't exactly get my pulse racing, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and take a closer look. And a great place to start would be my primary reason for buying this set, the Teen Groot minifigure. So here's the Groot minifigure, and there's a couple of things you're going to notice. Firstly, he's got this extendable vine element that's coming out of his arm. That represents Groot's ability to spontaneously grow, and I'm sure that will come in very useful for the plot line in Infinity War. The other thing you're going to notice is he's grown up a little bit. Here is the last baby Groot we saw, and yeah, he was a baby, so he is absolutely tiny compared to the standard minifigure sized Groot. He has limited printing, the legs are just plain brown, but we've got some nice printing on the torso with some kind of woody plates and a little bit of green in the background. Makes him look like he's got abs, and if we turn him over, we've got similar printing on the back there with some almost like roots coming down the back there, and it looks like he's got ribs here, so kind of an anatomically correct Teen Groot. And then we've got this really nice moulded headpiece with a somewhat consternated expression. That is one complete piece, and it is interchangeable with other minifigures should you feel the need to. Apart from the eyes and mouth, there's a little bit of printed detail for the wood grain, and that is our fantastic Teen Groot. But before we move on to the review of the escape pod, here's a quick look at that Groot keyring. Now the most obvious difference here is that Groot has a large piece of metal hanging out of the top of his head. Apart from that, everything else is pretty much the same. He's got the same plain brown legs which have been craggled in, same printing on the chest and also on the back, but his expression is a little bit different, and I don't know whether you can see that very well. He has his teeth exposed and a bit of a grimace going on, so let's just compare him to the other one just so you can see that. Yeah, if you want to get the two Teen Groots with different expressions, you need to go out and buy a keyring. This is the escape pod, and if it looks a little bit incomplete, you'd be right. The escape pod is designed to be attached to the Guardian ship, which comes in set number 76107, Thanos Ultimate Battle. And without the larger ship, it definitely does look quite incomplete. But it does have some visual appeal, and in particular, I really like the colour scheme. It's mostly light blue, but the grey blue, orange, and transparent purple elements really make it pop. There's a transparent dome at the front which we can open up to allow minifigures to get inside, and another transparent flap at the back which allows access to the airlock. That is a really cool piece, and I notice it has scalloping around the edge, so it looks like it could fit flush to a base plate. But if we actually attempt that, although it does fit very nicely, there is no clutch power here, so you can't use it like a traditional Lego brick. So I'm not sure what that's intended for, but it does make a nice seal on a base plate, although it doesn't really stick. Because I don't have the Guardian ship other than the teeny tiny polybag version, I can't really demonstrate how this connects. But as you can see, it comes equipped with fasteners at the bottom, and there are 4 clamps on either side of the door, which are presumably used to lock it to the ship. There are also transparent red and green lights on either side of the door, which I'm guessing are going to be the indicator lights for the airlock on the ship. From the side you can see some of the sticker detailing which shows some of the metalwork on the outside of the escape pod. It's unlikely the crew have much control over the escape pod, as there aren't many flaps or engines to control the pod's trajectory, but they do have a form of defence in the shape of these 2 stud-firing guns. The roof is removable, and according to LEGO there's room inside for all 3 minifigures. I had to try this several different ways, but we did eventually manage to get all 3 minifigures inside. I got the 2 larger minifigures sitting down, so we've got Thor at the back there, we've got Groot at the front, and then we've got Rocket standing up in the middle. This definitely qualifies as cozy, but all of the flaps go down and the roof goes on. If you try and stand Groot or Thor up inside the escape pod, their hair gets in the way, so there we go. Okay, so looking at the underside of the escape pod isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but you can see how it attaches to the main ship, and you get a good look at these magnificent transparent purple sliders. There's 2 of them on the front here, and then another one at the top there to strengthen up this piece that's attached to the roof. So that was the escape pod, and to be brutally honest, that's probably the downfall of this build. It's an escape pod, it's not a ship, and it's not very exciting. What is exciting though is Rocket Raccoon, so let's take a look at the minifigure before we move on to the Space Forge. Here's Rocket Raccoon, and the last time we saw him was in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 set, Ravager Attack. In fact, I've got him here, and as you can see, he is identical apart from the coloured barrel on the end of the gun. So nothing new here this time. Let's take this gun out of the way. It's just a Yeah, an element stuck on the end of a standard gun piece, and he's got these tiny little navy legs on there, and then some really nice printing on the front there, a little bit of metallic detail, and then of course the very exclusive Rocket Raccoon head. Turning him around, we've got this soft, squishy tail and a little bit more printing on the back there. But other than that, he is the same Rocket Raccoon. If you've not got one of these, I'm sure you'd be very happy with him. But if you do already have one of these, then now you've got another one. This thing is the Space Forge, and because Infinity War isn't out and Marvel didn't share any plot details with LEGO, I don't know the backstory for this. But as you can see from Thor's hands, he's either harnessing the energy from the Space Forge or somehow energizing it through his own powers. There are some brand new elements here, and we do get a set of 10 assorted translucent blue power burst elements to customize our build. Here's a look at all 10 of those energy burst elements, each of which can be used either in your own builds or with the minifigures, as Thor is demonstrating here. Those energy burst elements are used on the Space Forge to really nice effect. And if you turn a dial behind the Space Forge, you can make the energy effect rotate. The Space Forge has a secret compartment which slides open at the front, and inside you'll find Thor's newly forged axe. Again, we know very little about the backstory of the movie, and the box art doesn't suggest this is a planet covered in trees, so I wonder if the wood to make this axe for Thor was actually donated by Groot. I'm sure we'll find out when we see the movie in a month or so. The Space Forge does have a little bit of sticker detailing on the side, and then round at the back we've got the element everybody's trying to collect. This set includes the purple Infinity Stone, and we actually get a few spares just in case we lose one or we want to swap with friends. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at the Thor minifigure. Now, I kind of expected that Thor might be wearing an eye patch in this set after his exploits in the film Thor Ragnarok, but apparently we're on a different timeline here, or somebody didn't tell the LEGO designers what happened. But anyway, we've got a really nice looking Thor minifigure with some great crisp printing. He's also got these energy burst elements on the end of his hands here. I almost couldn't remember what they were called. We've got one here which is attached to a clear plastic piece that slips into his hands, and you can swap those out for other energy bursts. So we've got actually 10 of these, and they all work with either the minifigures or whatever LEGO build you want to use them with. I'm going to take that out of the way. We've got another one on his other hand here. This is a slightly different format, and he's gripping it underneath. So let's take that out of the way so we can concentrate on the printing. Okay, first of all, you're going to notice the plain black legs, nothing exciting there, but we've got some really nice printing on the front there, and I really like the kind of energy welling up out of Thor's body on the front there with the metallic blue printing. If we turn him over, a little bit more printing on the back there, nothing very exciting, but we do have this fantastic expression here, really nice crisp print. And if we take off the hair, we've got an alternate expression on the back there. I'm actually going to use that. And he is juiced up and charged and ready to unleash his energy attack. And yeah, some fantastic blue eyes there with more metallic blue printing. Now, I do get a sense of deja vu with the hair, and it actually reminds me of a review that I did last weekend. In fact, this is Sam Flynn. He's from set number 21314, the LEGO Ideas Tron Legacy set, which I just reviewed, and as you can see, they've got exactly the same hair, so obviously going to the same barber. In addition to the awesome printing, Thor also has flesh-coloured arms, and overall I think this is a really nice minifigure. Some great printing, great hairstyle, and great facial expression. So that was set number 76102, also known as the Thanos Ultimate Battle Expansion Kit from LEGO Marvel Superheroes. To be brutally honest, if it wasn't for the minifigures, I probably wouldn't buy this set. The escape pod is a nice enough thing, but it really is an integral part of the Guardian's ship, and putting it in another set feels a little bit cheap. I do like the Space Forge, I think that's a nice little build, and it's great to get those 10 energy burst elements. Clearly for me, buying this set was all about getting the Team Groot minifig, but I'm also really impressed with Thor. I think the quality of printing is very good, and again I like the way those energy burst elements were used with the minifig. I do like the Rocket minifig, but I'd already got one of those, and it would have been great to have got some exclusive printing for the Infinity War sets. So why would you want to go out and buy this set? I think there's 3 good reasons. Firstly, if you've already bought the Thanos Ultimate Battle set with the Guardian's ship, you're missing a piece. Yes, you need to go out and buy this expansion pack to finish off your model. The second reason would be to collect those minifigures. Other than buying a keyring and doing some surgery, this is the only way you're going to get the Teen Groot minifigure. And the final reason would be to get that teeny tiny little purple Infinity Stone. If you bought the Thanos Ultimate Battle set, you'll have an Infinity Gauntlet with 6 holes in it. And you need the purple one from this set to complete the gauntlet. In conclusion, I think if LEGO weren't under pressure to put out a $20 Infinity Wars set, or maybe if they didn't have to hide the Infinity Stones in 6 different sets, perhaps this one wouldn't exist. The escape pod could and should have been bundled with the Guardian's ship, and the Space Forge could have easily been included in another set, as could the minifigures. But hey, LEGO's expensive, and if you've only got $20 to spend on an Infinity Wars set, here it is! But what do you think of this set? It would be great if you'd share your thoughts in the comment section below. Above all, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, speed build and review video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like down below, and if you've not already done so, subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. I release 2 new LEGO review videos every single week, and more often than not I say nice things about the products, but not today. Thanks for checking out my review video. Don't forget to check out some other videos on my channel. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.